I mean, some of Tennessee's best offense on Saturday, what little they got against you guys, came on some of Nico Iamaleava's scrambles. You were one of the guys that seemed to actually be able to consistently get him down in the open field. What goes into being a good open field tackler?
I think it's definitely tough when tackling quarterback is a lot different than running back in my eyes, and sometimes you really have to put him in that same mold. And I think I was able to just he's good with his head fakes, he's good with a lot of little stuff, and a lot of quarterbacks we play are like that. So I mean, it's really just trying to stay down and stay square, and I was able to make a couple plays, so that was good.
Pat Murphy, 24/7 Sports.
Cody, that first game, Gabriel obviously was able to elude a lot of what you guys did. How do you feel like that has changed, and how do you feel like he still is a challenge, even with some of the pressure you guys have gotten?
Yeah, I mean, he's a really smart quarterback, really experienced player. So he's able to move around the pocket really well. So it's going to be our job to really give him different looks and really give him a tough time in the pocket. And we can't make him comfortable. We can't allow him to sit back and just pick apart our defense. So it's going to be our job to make it complicated for him, and we have a good plan together. So we're excited to really see what happens.
Do you think having seen that live once already helps as opposed to just watching it on film?
Oh, definitely. I mean, you can. It's easier to correct your mistakes than correct other teams you're watching on film. So we know what we can do to be better, and we're just gonna have to go and implement that and make sure we execute.
Fourth row right, Andrew Gillis, Cleveland.com.
Cody, Terrence Ferguson is obviously a pretty big part of their offense. I think he had 4 catches against you guys last time, but there were some big plays, including that 4-time conversion. What challenge does he provide, especially when you have an offense that is as talented as they are on the outside? You haven't got any kind of tight end.
Yeah, no, he's a big frame, big tall player, and he's a good player. I mean, we have to, really, it's about following our rules. We have different things that we can play against them and different coverages, and so we're going to be try to change things up and really be able to focus on all their skill players and all their talented. They have talented offense. So for us, it's just going to be matching up well and doing what we do best.
Stefan Kreisny, Cleveland.com.
Seems like Jack and JT have really hit a stride in their game the last few times out. How much does that help the defense with those two guys who are playing at the level that they have been this past month or so?
Yeah, it makes it so much easier. I mean, those guys, they're some of the best in the country, so we can let them go and play free and play aggressive. I mean, it helps the defense in so many ways, and so we're thankful to have those guys because they really create a lot for our defense, and we need that same type of play from them from now on, and I'm really confident in them because they put in the work, they do all the hard work to get to that point, so I'm confident in them.
Austin Ward, the podcast.
Cody, was that the first helmet you've ever cracked?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I didn't even know at the time it was cracked. I wish I brought my feet more in that play, but it was pretty cool. I mean, I've never really seen that happen before, so except for Mahomes, I think.
Yeah. Did you guys have any sense after that? It was such a physical hit. It was also a key tackle to get off the field. Did you think that sent any message both for the rest of you guys on the defensive side or to Tennessee about what that game was going to be like?
Yeah, I mean, we knew how important stops were in that game, and more so than the hit, just to be able to get off the field. I think that was a huge part for us because we know if they can drive the ball and create big plays, it'd be a tough and long day for us on defense. So, I'm happy that we got those stops that we needed to get, and that was one of them. And all those stops really propelled us to have a good game on defense.
Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Cody, what changed the most after the Oregon game and the re-engineering of the defense? Was it mindset? Was it a schematic thing? What changed the most?
I'd say the most prominent change is really just that attitude and that mindset. I mean, we knew we played good before that, and we'd done a lot of things, but sometimes you need a little like juice and a little bit of that. So obviously stuff has changed, scheme has changed, stuff is attitude has changed, but I think we have that mentality that we have to be able to win games no matter what on defense, and to be able to do that. I mean, we say it all the time in our meetings. It doesn't matter what the offense does. We should go out there and be able to win a game. So I think we brought back that mentality, and it has to keep going. It can't just stop at Tennessee. It has to keep going to Oregon.
You played so well before that, and then that kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Was it how much of a rude awakening was it? How much did it make you realize, okay, we're not there yet?
Yeah, no, we had that was a rough 2 weeks for us after that game where we had to really we had a lot of tough conversations. We had a lot of overhaul and just, really looking inwards at ourselves and what do we have to change. And, I think what we've done so far has been pretty well, and we have to keep that going because it doesn't matter. It's really what you've done lately. So we have to do that for this next week.
Stephen Means, Cleveland.com.
If you were a coach, how would you grade JT Snap as a linebacker against Tennessee?
Snap as a linebacker? No, I mean, I give a lot of credit to Nico as a quarterback. I mean, he did his thing moving around the pocket. It's not easy trying to. Oh, you said JT as a linebacker, or for me, how I would.
Yeah, how would you grade it
As a
one
linebacker?
snap?
Oh, I mean, some tough plays. I mean, that's football though. Sometimes guys get juked, whatever happens. But he always keeps coming. That's the best part about JT. Like he'll never stop playing as hard as possible. So I'm happy he kept going, and he made a lot more plays after that too. So
You said that it's very different tackling a running back than a quarterback. Just in your what's the main difference between trying to tackle those two types of players in open field?
So what I've noticed is, I mean, when quarterbacks are scrambling and they're particularly like good scramble threats, they use that ball fake a lot more, and no matter what, even if they're past the line, it's still threatening. Like it's just the mentality, like the playing defense. You're always worried about them throwing the ball, so they have a little bit more wiggle. Whereas running backs, there's a certain amount of juke moves that they could use or whatever moves they use. So, I mean, I think a lot of the things that we do is just trying to just treat quarterbacks who scramble like running backs. Just try to stay down because your presence affects it no matter what. So if you're jumping for throws, you're probably gonna be wrong.
All right, we have time for a couple more. I think we just have one. If someone else wants to jump in, we got Tim May, Letterman Row.
I was trying to hold my hand up. Cody, what has your interaction been like with Caleb and Lathan, especially from the standpoint of feedback? Maybe between plays, maybe on the sidelines after series and stuff. Has it grown as the season has gone, and what do those guys especially bring to the table in that regard?
I mean,
See the picture,
they've always been really great problem solvers throughout this entire year. Our communication is strong in between drives and everything. I think they do a wonderful job, both of them, just diagnosing what's going on, and then if we need to fix, they're always on top of this stuff. Our coaches are great at that too. They make sure that any little issue is being taken care of, and we communicate within the positions. But they're really good at that stuff.
And one other thing with you, I'm just being honest. I thought from like the late in the fourth quarter on against Nebraska, and then since then, you seem to have been a different player. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I don't know if there was an epiphany there or whatever, but can you describe your drive or whatever from, that was a close game that was, I think surprised a lot of people. You understand what I'm saying? But you seem to be you personally seem to be a more driven, different player. Am I wrong about that?
Well, I mean, I feel like I've been taking, the meetings to the field, to practice, to everything. I want to say I've been consistent, and I'm just being able to be in position to make more plays, and I'm thankful for that. But I mean, we're just really just. We're just trying to be consistent and doing what day in day out, not taking any day for granted, and not doing anything that I wouldn't do if I wasn't playing well. So. Yeah.
Or is that a hailstorm, Keith?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on.
Okay. All right, we're back. Final questions. Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
Cody, when you guys look at that Oregon game, obviously, statistically really an anomaly for this defense this year. How much do you look at it as we had an off night, and how much do you look at it as they're a really good offense that's capable of exposing flaws that maybe other teams can't?
No, I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, we definitely did not play to our standard, no matter what. I mean, that's number one. But they also played a good game, and we're both good teams. That's why we're in the Rose Bowl next, playing against each other. So it's going to be on us to be able to execute and do our job to the best of our ability, and that's what we're spending all this time practicing for. We're doing walkthroughs, everything, because we need to, when we get to that moment, we got to do it right, and it didn't get done last game. So for whatever reason, we'll get those fixed, and we'll make the changes necessary and go out there and get a win.
Great. Cody, thank you.